presentations, let me ask you a simple questions. In this waiting room, how many of you people are having a sort of income in, you can say that, in a kind of black money, kind of cash component while doing your business? Only few people. Don't worry about it. I'm not representing any income tax authority. Just as in Avnish, in your case, as in real estate, I think that the immunity, you can say that the various cash component is going to flow while you are making how you deal with it, the things basically.
What we do is the cash we get, we try to circulate it further as cash only to the labor or maybe as commissions.
Okay.
Mainly to the material suppliers and laborers.
Okay. So that is something which is prone into the system.
Exactly.
So right now, from 1st April onwards, government has come up with a new act, Black Money Act, on which we are representing clients. So just have a look of it. ASB and Associates consists of a team of dynamic peoples, placed with great culture, hub of core values. These are our 4 pillars on which our standings are there. Team ASBN consists of 3 our managing partners, including myself, followed with our other partners, Mr. Aryan Kochar, Amit Soni, Harsha Jain, and Chandrakant Papad, that is our cost accountant. Tax complexity itself is a kind of tax. How many people you've observed this thing and agreed with this? Because an Indian system coming up with so many taxes, if you are going to comply one tax, then other tax may breach. So you need to plan your taxes wisely. Because there are few suspicious financial transactions which always been on the radar of the income tax department, so you should plan your taxes, you should plan your financials while filing returns properly. First one is the rooted in property dealings. Black money is rooted in stock exchange. It's a lot of people converting their black money into white through stock exchanges, but government also curbed these methods to major extent. But if you are doing this, you need to plan your things wisely. Black money stashed in bullion transaction, and there is a one income escapement. There is a one provision in the tax act. If the officer has a reason to believe that you are having a sort of escape income, then you are end up with the notices. Lot of people come to me saying that, Mr. Anand, in last 20 years I have not received any kind of notice than sudden notices because of the integration of the income tax, service tax, AMVAT departments. So that's why you should plan your returns filing of all 3 wisely, so that your reconciliation should be there, so that anytime whenever because there would be a disparity in each of the things in indirect taxations. Now let me take you to the Black Money Act, which is focused on undisclosed income and assets outside India. The Black Money Act comes into the pictures from 1st April 2016, and the biggest, you can say that, hidden disclaimer is, if anyone found you can say that a culprit under Black Money Act, then it is prosecuted under the Money Laundering Act also. This is a lot of countries are going to share informations. If you are a foreign assets, then the various comprehensive economic agreement is there to share informations of your financials. This is what the statistics is. Next. So this is how the structure of the Black Money Act, which is government is giving you a spatial window for only a period of 6 months to come forward and disclose your undisclosed financial assets, so that you will get an immunity from entire prosecutions, no panel, no, you can say that, further reopening of assessments and all. Black Money Act, this is the applicability which applies to all persons who are resident and ordinary resident in India. Next. There is what you mean to say that the tax rate on the Black Money Act for the foreign people would be 30% plus 30% would be the panel charges, and for the resident it would be 30% plus 15%. If you are not, you can say that, disclose financial assets in a proper way, so there would be a panel charges also. It would be 300% of the tax sought to be awaited. Failure to disclose foreign assets or income in the return of income. If you're not showing your any kind of foreign accounts or multiple bank accounts abroad, then also you face the consequences of the same. There is a one-time compliance window the government has recently introduced for all those undisclosed financial who are holding this financial assets for them. Now we are coming back to a success story. In one of our client case, Filmale Private Limited, which is around a 40-year-old company. Directors includes Kajol and Tanisha Mukherjee. In this, they are having a giant studio in Amboli. In recently ended current fiscal year, the company has made a turnover of say somewhere around 45 crores in comparison to a previous year. That would be somewhere around 18 to 19 crore. So they are ended up showing a flat profit of 16 crores. If you are going through their net profit ratio, then average it would be 16%. So how far? If you are going to calculate 16% to maintain the parity, then it would comes to 9 crore somewhere. But there is an additional, you can say that gap of 8 to 9 crore to reach up to 16 crore. But through our planning, their average cost of taxation will be reduced to 80 lakhs instead of 2.7 crore additional. Now coming back to our next success story in one of our client case, this is the real estate boutique globally Stone Star International Holding Private Limited. We have recently floated the Dubai-based subsidiary in India in just a span of time of 6 days. If you are going for a company registration, at least I think name approval, it will take 6 days. But for tax planning and round tripping of funds, we have floated there one more company in Singapore recently to take the double taxation benefit, so that their major profit of the chunk, you can say that stashed in tax-free zone. For corporates and MSMEs, we have always had the planning by suggesting different sort of tax strategies so that their incidence of the taxation would reduce in a better way. Next. This is how we always deal while you can say that catering to our clients. If we make a corporate financials planning tree, in case of companies, in case of individuals, we have a financial synopsis chart which routed through. Then one team would do the revenue analysis, another team would do the expenses analysis. Once that analysis comes, and then we goes on to the directors also. Okay, each directors what sort of incomes they are having. Then we segregate in this two component, actual tax liability and adjusted tax liability, so that they will understand what would be the cost benefit analysis. Now the next evolving things which we are currently catering to our customer is the startups, which is the roadmap which is unveiled by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Action plan, once it is introduced, it's quite big, messy, but in terms of, you can say that clarity also. But we have developed a one flow chart to easily understand the things. This is how the startups, if you are falling under into the category of applicability of startups, then we are there to help you with the amnesty of benefits, which includes a tax holiday period of 3 years, no capital gain tax, easy exit schemes, self-certifications and hassle-free compliances. These are all the quick highlights of these acts for which we are chasing that Department of Industry, Policy and Promotions to get the certificate in our client case. Next. These are my specific gifts, my specific asks. These are a few testimonials which is received on forums. Next. This is our Andheri office. One is Marine Lines, another one is Vashi.